morning or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you guys are watching this from. This is the Techno Pad Man. My name is Tom Anderson. I also am the owner of the Potter's Computer Systems. Okay, these pads are for all women. Whether you have a cycle or not, ladies, every one of you should know more about what you're using every month and how it could affect you. Do you know what's in your sanitary napkins and tampons? Do you think that you should know what is in the pads or tampons that you're using every month for at least 2 to 7 days a month for at least 20 to 30 years of your life? Your cramps and heavy bleeding during your cycles could be optional. What if I told you that we have a product that could possibly control the cramps and heavy flowing that you might be experiencing before and during your cycle? Well, yes, we do. We have premium graphene sanitary napkins. Now, you might be asking, what are these guys? Okay? Do you know that, okay, when people go to the dumpster, the dump, where they dump all the paper, metal products, everything that go into these dump yards, what they do is they extract all the paper products, cardboards, newspapers, things like that, and they moisten it to a pulp. Then they pour extensive chemicals and bleach on these products. And thus, when they create these products, they create pads from them. Now, when these pads are created, okay, they have all these chemicals in these pads. And what I want to talk to you about is this thing they call dioxin. Now, as you wear these pads over the years, they create this chemical balance, this base, which lasts in your body from 5 to 12 years, which causes all of the hysterectomies, which causes all of the breast cancer and various other different ailments that happen to women. Okay? Now, what I'm going to show you is, right here is a heavy flow napkin. You notice how thin it is? Do you know that how this, as you look at the other bulky napkins, they kind of lay across your body and you feel it really bulky and uncomfortable, and you feel like there's somebody looking at you with this napkin on. Well, let me open this guy up. Now, when I open it up, it's very thin, all right? Now, you also notice that when you put your pads inside your pocketbook, sometimes makeup or, eyeliner and various different color pencils or whatever you may have on your pad, they get exposed to the pad, that when you run into your emergencies, that you have to put it on. Thus, these are extra chemicals that you could be putting on your precious jewel. Now, I'm going to open this up for you. Now, you notice how this thing is completely covered. There's no exposed areas, but I'm going to open it up for you and let you see the contents of it. Now, as I open it up, you see how thin the pad is, okay? Now, I'd like to show you a test. Do you know that a woman's flow per day is between 15 to 50 milliliters a day? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit over 50 mil, as I want you to see, and I'm going to pour it into this jewel sanitary napkin. I'm going to let it flow gently and flow across it, all the way to the front and to the back and to the end, because this is emulating or simulating a woman's flow. Now, I want to talk to you about something that I find to be very, very, very interesting. okay? Do you know that every year there are over 600,000 women who get hysterectomy? Reason being is they can't stand the pain, or a lot of times because of the dioxin, which I mentioned earlier, really messes with their body, and thus to stop the pain, they usually go and have these hysterectomies. Now, you're saying, what is a man talking about this stuff for? What does he know? Well, ladies and gents, first of all, I love my women, all right? And second of all, I have 4 granddaughters, and I also have a daughter. The moment I seen this demonstration, it really, really opened my eyes. Also, it made me scared. So what I did is I immediately bought the pads and I mailed them to my granddaughters and my daughter in Florida. And the results have been, amazing. They said, wow, Grandpa, my cycle, it's not as painful as it was before. And that the period that I have of when my period starts and when it finishes, gone from like 7 days down to 3 days, and I found it to be very amazing. So it made me think about all the additional women out there in the world that might be going through this. So remember I talked about that there's between 15 to 15 milliliters that flow in a woman's body pretty much during her cycle, during every day. Well, I just poured 15 to, I poured about 50 milliliters, a little bit more than 50 milliliters into this pad. Now I'm gonna take this red napkin right here, okay? I'm gonna open this red napkin up, and you know what this emulates. So I'm gonna lay this on to the pad. I'm gonna apply pressure to the pad, okay? As you see, I'm applying pressure to the pad, okay? Which emulates the absorbency system that we have inside these pads, which is a polymer. The same thing that they put on baby napkins, right? So I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to show you that this is completely dry, okay? Now I poured over 50 milliliters in here. Now I want to take it a step further, okay? What I'm going to do with this jewel sanitary graphene napkin is I'm going to tear it apart for you, okay? So here I am tearing this guy apart right in front of you, all right? Because I want to show you the absorbency system that we have inside of these pads. Now, give me a moment here while I just dissect this guy. Okay. Also, a woman wants to feel comfortable and they want to feel dry. And that is the purpose of these pads, is to make a woman in her daily activities as she's going about her business every day to feel comfortable and dry. So right now I'm tearing this guy apart and I just want to show you the inner layer, okay? All right, here we go. Now, as you look at this, you'll notice that it has a lot of holes and perforations in there. That means that the woman has breathability, okay? Now, you see this item in the middle right here? That is called graphene. We're going to discuss that a little later. So I'm just going to take it off and put it to the side. Once again, I'm going to show you the perforated holes in here, okay? Which shows breathability. I'm just going to rest this to the side, okay? Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take this absorbency system, and I'm going to roll it up and I'm going to stick it into this cup right here, okay? Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get the rest of the absorbency system out of here, okay? So, let me turn it around so I can go ahead and get the rest of this absorbency system out here. And I'm going to put it into the cup. Now, what I want to tell you too is that on the bottom of the pad, they have perforations too. Now, if I lift the pad up off of here, and if you look closely, you see those strips up in here? Those strips represent breathability. They have holes in there. Thus, a woman's private area, she can breathe and feel comfortable in that area, okay? Now, also what I want to show you is, I'm going to lay this back down. I'm going to move this out the way a little bit. Now, on the sides, we have these things called leak guards. And these leak guards will protect you against leakage coming out the side of your pads. Along with the absorbency system, will keep you dry and comfortable as you go about your daily activities, okay? Now that I showed you the breakdown of the pad, what I want to do is show you the amazingness of the absorbency system. Now, I poured a little over 50 mil into this cup right here, all right? And then I poured about 150 to 200 mil into this cup right here, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it upside down, okay? Do you see any water dripping out of here? None. Now, this item is cool to the touch. So women, you know that your body has like 98.5 degrees in that particular location during your cycle, okay? So what this would do is keep you cool to the touch, so a woman could walk around comfortable and not feel overheated and not have to take days off of work because of their cycle, okay? Now, we have 4 types of pads right in front of you, all right? Let me put this back in here. We have the panty liners, we have moderate pads, we got heavy flow pads, and we have super heavy flow pads. Our motto and our goal is to save our women, okay? So, this is the Techno Pad Man coming to you, and I just want to say that I love women, and I want to see you successful. I want to protect your private areas so that we don't have to have 600 hysterectomies per year, and thus we could keep our generations growing as we go along in life. Once again, this is the Techno Pad Man. Techno, TECHNOPAD man, and you can go on my website technopadman.com and read about more material about the Justice for My Jewel campaign. So listen, you guys have a great day, and remember, keep smiling.